Power Automate lets users create automated workflows between applications and services. It helps automate repetitive business processes such as communication, data collections, and decision approvals. No matter what you use today, what systems of records you have, what lines of business you have, you can go drive a ton of efficiency through automation. Automating emails or automating team posts or permit approvals based on certain criteria is just a small part of what Power Automate can do for you. Power Virtual Agents, or PVA, is a low-code way to build powerful chatbots and conversational agents using a guided low-code graphical interface. You don't need to have a computer science degree or be a data scientist or have a PhD in machine learning, but you can go and build out these chatbots just by providing examples of your business process flows and doing a little bit of control flow to make sure that the chatbot goes in the right direction. And then the Power Platform will take care of the rest. Power Pages, which is the newest addition to the platform, is a secure, enterprise-grade local product for creating, hosting, and administering modern external-facing business websites. Whether you're a low-code maker or a professional developer, Power Pages enables you to rapidly design, configure, and publish websites that seamlessly work across web browsers and devices. Power BI, where the BI stands for Business Intelligence, is a business analytics tool that delivers insights for analyzing data. It can share these insights through data visualizations, which make up charting, reports, and dashboards to enable fast and informed decisions. And of course, the world's most complete set of integrated low-code development tools wouldn't be complete without additional services, which supplements the five main products. We have AI Builder, which is a Power Platform capability that allows users to easily add AI or artificial intelligence to the Power Platform. AI Builder provides more than 17 and growing AI models that are designed to optimize your business processes. Then there is Dataverse, which is the data platform for the Power Platform that allows you to store and manage your business data. It easily structures a variety of data and business logic to support interconnected apps and processes in a secure and compliant manner. We also have managed environments, which is the newest capability to roll out to the Power Platform at scale. It provides more visibility into the apps and the automations that your businesses have. It gives you more control over which apps are deployed and who builds them, and requires less effort to manage and govern your entire application cycle. And of course, the data. Connectors enable you to connect apps, data, and devices right in the cloud. Consider connectors to be the bridge across which information and commands travel. There are more than 900 connectors for the Power Platform, enabling all of your data and actions to connect cohesively. Examples of popular connectors include Salesforce, Office 365, SharePoint, Dropbox, Azure, and even Google services, and so much more. This means that the Power Platform meets you where you and your data are. It doesn't matter where your data is stored. It doesn't even have to be a Microsoft property. You are able to use connectors to connect your data to the Power Platform. So that is a lot of talking, right? And that's because the Power Platform is broad. It is built for anyone to rapidly build solutions that make a difference no matter what your technical skill level is. And that's what today is about. All of the sessions that you'll have going on are going to be jam-packed with information that can help you get started. And that opportunity starts today. With so much talk on the Power Platform, you must be wondering, who is actually using it? So would you believe me if I said that 97% of Fortune 500 companies use at least one product in the Power Platform? And out of all the local platforms, the Power Platform is the number one most adopted tool, with usage amongst small and medium-sized businesses both increase within the first year. There's simply no platform like it. With companies such as Coca-Cola United or T-Mobile or Heathrow Airport in London, and even bringing it back home, where Standard Bank is a big user of the Power Platform, especially when it comes to Power Apps. This platform is tried and tested. But enough from me. Let's see how Coca-Cola United used Power Automate to transform a tedious 11-step process to an automated dream. I'm going to be playing a video. Just let me know if the sound comes through.
We consider our competitive advantage our relationships with the community and the local market, grocery stores, restaurants. They are our tradition at Coca-Cola United. It's not just about volume and profit. It's about creating loyalty, and it's also giving the local customer an attraction. You know, a freestyle machine is a big fun thing for the family. The kids like to make their special blend your own concoctions. Power Automate became a necessity for really solving a supply chain nightmare. We've got 40 plus distribution centers, and some of them are close to 1 million square feet. We're huge volumes of product is being moved out of these things. Replenishment of a freestyle machine just did not fit into our supply chain. We had to centralize from that point on. We have a very complex 11-step process to place an order. That was really preventing us from rolling it out to the local market. But with Power Automate, RPA, everything is automated from beginning to end. From setting up the receivable to cutting the check for the purchase order and then the shipment. It really doesn't matter how the order is created because we're driving all this from the back end. So there's all kinds of benefits. It's been a huge success in terms of cost savings. It builds a relationship with the consumer and our brand that you can't buy anywhere, you know?
And that is just one story. There are so many others like it, like how a security guard changed an entire airport's technical culture with Power Apps, or how a bus driver now works as a solution architect thanks to the Power Platform. So if you want to read more stories like this, then head on over to aka.ms/Power Platform Stories to learn more and not just take my word for it. See how the Power Platform has been changing the way businesses do their everyday work and literally changing people's lives. Now, the Power Platform is continually improving. We are adding new products basically every month, or even at a much faster cadence than that. And now, especially with the talk with OpenAI and ChatGPT and all of these large language models that have been uh, created, the Power Platform is not going to be letting that ship sail without us. So we're adding a lot of AI powered capabilities into the Power Platform. For example, what you see here is the AI power turns words into a workflow. So as I said earlier on, Power Automate allows you to create workflows. You can automate emails, automate approvals, and so much more. But now, what you can do with Power Automate is to describe what you want to automate in a sentence using natural language. So what you do is you just type into the box and say, hey, I want to send an email to my manager every time a new record in my database has been created or something similar. And then Power Automate will recognize what you've said and then give you all the steps necessary to complete that action. And then you can go into that workflow and edit and change it to your liking. So Power Automate was already making automation workflows easier and more accessible to users, but this AI powered feature even makes that even more easier and accessible, transforming natural language to power automation flows. We also have a brand new feature called Express Design, where you can auto generate apps from designs using AI. And basically how this one works is that you can create a quick sketch of the app that you want, so either on a paper or on a whiteboard, take an image of it, upload it into Power Apps. AI will then scan that document. You can assign certain elements to it, and then you can automatically, that's the word that we use, generate an app from that image. A very simple one, uh, to be honest, but then that serves as a good starting point for you to go ahead and build out the rest of your app. So you can skip several steps in the beginning, especially if you're one that is not too in tune with design. So those are just two of the many AI powered features that we're adding to the Power Platform. There are so many more coming this year. So we are leveraging the power of AI, integrating those AI services so that the Power Platform is even more democratized in creating better solutions. And one thing I'd also like to highlight is the value of Fusion team development. I know some of you might have come into this call as professional developers using various cloud services, GitHub, Visual Studio Code, you know, either coding in .NET or Python, JavaScript. That does not mean that the Power Platform cannot be used in your advantage. As much as the Power Platform is for citizen devs and making sure that they are able to participate in this digital revolution, professional developers can also leverage the Power Platform to develop solutions faster. And that's where the concept of fusion teams come in, where a professional developer uses their tools along with a citizen developer with the Power Platform. Also, if you want to extend capabilities of the Power Platform, you are able to do that as a professional developer. You can create components using JavaScript, UI components that citizen developers can use. You can create custom connectors connecting to various APIs that we haven't created for. You can do so many other things apart from using local tools, which is a concept that might be foreign to a professional developer. So no matter what skill level you are, there is something for you on this platform. So with that, I'd like to share a couple of resources. If this is your first time learning about the Power Platform and you want to go more in depth, first things first, stay for the duration of this bootcamp to watch the other sessions. And then take a note of that first link, aka.ms/powerplatfun. It stands for Power Platform Fundamentals. It's a learning path up on Microsoft Learn that will take you through the steps of learning about the Power Platform and building your first app with each of the main products. This global Power Platform Bootcamp also has a cloud skills challenge. So there's a bunch of modules that have been curated for you for free, which will serve as self-guided learning modules focused on various topics in the Power Platform and low-code development. So you can go ahead and complete that Cloud Skills Challenge. There's a leaderboard, so play with your friends, see who can complete the most modules, and in the meantime, learn about a new technology. Please, I would love to connect with as many of you as possible. My email, Twitter, LinkedIn are on screen. So if you have any questions or you want to learn something or you want to know about something, just feel free to let me know. And with that, I would just like to say thank you. Thank you to Someleze for giving me this opportunity to speak to you for this bootcamp. Thank you. Are we going to be doing questions? Somelez. Maybe we can take some questions in the meantime, or should we just go on to the next speaker? Okay, I see there's a hand in the chat. Oh, it's disappeared. Okay, if there's no questions, I figured we just move on to the next speaker. Thank you guys so much for having me. Oh, there is a question. Okay. Shazad, do you wanna?
Hi, good day. How are you?
Good, and you?
Thanks for thanks for this wonderful opportunity and this boot camp. I
Sure.
I come from a background of uh, not purely IT development, but degree in IS. But I found a organization that I currently work for in the government space, Western Cape government,
Mhm.
where we've employed Microsoft with all its tools and capabilities. So it gave an opportunity for some of us to actually play around without depending on IT, which I found quite useful, to bend around the laws of red tape,
Sure.
So it actually was it's a phenomenal thing. It's like you said, it's a revolution. On bridging the gap between going down supply chain, depending on IT contracts and costs, etc., etc. So I mean, over this COVID period, I've actually learned quite a lot, and I mean, I've started developing some stuff. But with regards to certification and all these learning paths that we started now, do we get points does it actually go towards like a portal or a system where we get recognition for completing these tasks? And I also came across some videos from some of the MVP guys,
Sure.
like Young. He was mentioned about the free certification, and does that hold does that hold ground or any, with regards to, say, job applications or expanding one's career, in this? Yeah, that's about it.
Sure. Sure. Yes. So, Microsoft Learn, as I've said, is like the online learning portal that Microsoft has. We have all of our learning material for most of Microsoft's products. Even other products like using Python in VS Code or in Azure and that sort of thing. When you're doing these learning parts and modules, there is a points system in the actual portal, but that's like a personal type of thing to motivate you to go further. But what is now happening, and I will take the learning path that I mentioned earlier, the Microsoft Power Platform fundamentals, is that some of these learning paths are aligned to the curriculum of a certification. So if you complete the learning path, you would have more than likely prepared yourself to go on and get certified. And once you do get certified, these are seen as very renowned in the industry, and not just from Microsoft, from Google, from Amazon. If you get certified in a specific topic, sometimes sometimes that is seen as you being an expert in that topic, as opposed to you going to like varsity or something, and you're a jack of all trades, so to speak. When you get certified, you learn a specific topic, you become an expert in that topic. And what's great is that every few years it encourages you to come back to that exam and retake it, just so they are comfortable with you, knowing that you know the material, you know everything that has to do with that topic. So it really holds ground when you are applying for different roles. And again, this does not just apply with Microsoft certs, but any kind of specialized certs. They hold ground because it shows that you made a considered effort to learn about that topic and become an expert in that topic. So yeah, they do hold significant ground, especially in a lot of dev houses, locally and internationally.
No, 100%. No, thanks for that. Yeah, no, noted.
Sure.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other questions before we move on? Yes, one more question from the very esteemed Mr. Kubisa. How are you, sir?
Oh, well, I'm fine. How are you, Homo? Good to see you. Hey.
I'm good. I'm good. It's good to hear from you.
Yeah, great. A very interesting presentation around the topic of power platforms. I might have missed some of your few slides because I was moving around trying to find the charger. But obviously, my question is a very simple one, and it sits around the idea of then suppose now you want to suppose there is a student who wants to develop, say, for example, a web-based application. Is it possible for them to leverage the power platforms? And when it gets to the deployment aspects of the app, what are the services that are there that can be utilized? Thank you.
Sure. So with the Power Platform, it is marketed and it is based in being a organizational internal tool. So when you are building a Power Platform app, it is not something that you can deploy publicly, with the exception of Power Pages, which is an external facing business website. So with students, if they want to build apps and deploy them, they have two main options. I know that at DUT has the full Office 365 suite. So they are able to build Power Apps right away, right into that system. However, if they want to be more independent and have independent learning, and they want to deploy apps on their own, just maybe as a practice tool for when they eventually go out into the workforce, we do have the Power Apps Developer Plan, where anyone, not just students, can sign up for this developer plan, and they can have the full suite of Power Platform tools, including all the premium tidbits, and they are able to build apps and essentially deploy them as if they were actual businesses, so to speak. So those are the two current options for students. If you know that your school has the Office 365 suites, all you have to do is literally go to make.powerapps.com, sign in with your student account. You can build apps that way. Or if you don't have access to the Office 365 suite, you can then use the Power Apps Developer Plan. I think it's important to note that these tools are internal. These are internal tools. This is not something that I can build on my own and publish onto some website where someone can access it. These are mostly internal tools, but there are ways around that in terms of practicing and doing it for yourself, possibly as a student doing it for a project. I hope that answers your question, sir.
Oh yeah, sure, it does. Probably just a follow-up question
Yeah.
on the developer plan that Microsoft has. So when you sign up, are you also expected to well go on the premium, and is there any cost basically that is involved?
The Power Apps Developer Plan is free because it is meant to be a developer plan, as in it's used for you to practice, to be comfortable using the tools before you go into a production in environment in the workforce. So the Power Apps Developer Plan is 100% free. I'm just getting the link for that to paste into the chat. There you go. So let me just put in the chat. This is completely free. You can use this to your heart's desire, but then once you actually go into the workforce, into a company and use these apps, that company will then bear the cost of deploying certain apps onto their business.
All right. Thanks. Perfect. Thank you so much for that.
Sure. I think I don't want to take up too much time because I know that there's other speakers waiting.
Can I ask this question now, or should I park it for later on? It's a quick one about. I think it's a quick one. Is it possible?
Okay, sure. Just a quick one. Yeah.
Last one. Right. So in a nutshell, if I'm an internal organization for company A, and I build an app for the organization, but I need an external approval outside the organization, right? Is that possible? And also, sorry, question number 2 is, if I need a new account, if I want to create apps for the Microsoft App Store, do I need a second account on my personal name to take apps to the Microsoft Store?
Microsoft App Store.
Yeah, because I believe one can take apps to the store if you want to go down that route.
So with the Power Platform specifically, you can publish apps even to the Google Play Store. However, you would still, when users download that app, they still have to log in with the organizational email. Right. So it can be public, yes, but because it's an internal tool, the Power Apps will still need to authorize those users and make sure that they belong to that organization. And then with regards to the they're using systems from external companies, there needs to be some sort of a segue between sharing data between companies. Maybe that's when a professional developer can come in and create some sort of connection between that. So because I say that these are internal tools where there are limitations with that internal factor, that's when the help of a pro dev, or if you have the skill to build out some sort of API that can transfer the data and permissions from one place to the next.
Okay, no, brilliant. Thank you, man.
Sure. No problem. Thank you so much for the questions. Please feel free to reach out later on. I think I'm just gonna hand it over to the next speaker. See you guys. Thank you.